This is the most excited I have ever been to do a video because today we're taking a look at the WeCreat Vison 20-watt laser cutter. Let's go. Hello, I'm Noreen Eppley, and on this channel I normally love bringing you videos for organizing, decluttering, doing DIYs, upcycles, and anything crafty on a budget. But today I get to review a machine that was sent to me by WeCreat. Now, I did initially think that this might be a scam because I get those all of the time. Usually the telltale signs are emails that are super bizarre or vague information. They don't address me. But when I got this one, it gave more information about the product and I decided to take a risk. And I am so glad I did. When I got the call from my husband that a big box had just arrived, he FaceTimed me and I literally squealed loud enough that people in the store looked at me like, what is wrong with you? So I'm going to bring you through the unboxing. I have spent 3 weeks going through as many different materials as I can, testing how it engraves, how it cuts. So let's get into it. This unit is shipped in an incredibly strong cardboard box with strapping around it. There's no chance for this to accidentally open. Upon opening it, there's a sheet that says keep the box. And this is very important because if anything happens and you need to send it back, you need to have the original packaging. The internal packaging is so custom, nothing is going to move. So you really need to check all of the layers. When you take the lid off, yes, you guys, I'm a dork. I was so excited to get this machine and try it out. It comes, as I said, in layers. So once you get the outer part of the laser machine exposed, you'll see that there's a bottom tray and that there's also a catch at the bottom. Inside, as you're exposing the layers, it has all of the components to set it up for the air assist, for the internet, and for electricity. But there are a lot of pieces in place to keep the laser safe. So make sure you remove all of those pieces and keep them. It also came with some sample wood, which I was excited about because it gave me the opportunity to get started right away. Setup was fast. It was as easy as plugging it into the electricity, putting on the wireless Wi-Fi, connecting it to my internet, and plugging in the air assist. The air assist is an outside little, it almost looks like a fish air pump, and it's just meant to blow the air so that the surface area where the laser is working is always clean, and it also suctions it out. Now you can either hook this up to a window, venting all of those fumes outside, or they do sell an additional air purifier, which they did send to me. Thank you, WeCreat. But you can get that extra, but I'll go over pricing and sizes in just a minute. Let's get back to the unboxing. As soon as I got everything hooked up, literally within 5 minutes of setting it up, I had my first project completed, and here it is. We engraved this stone coaster that he had with airborne wings, and nothing was hot in it. It was clean. It was fast. It's amazing. I have set this up on my wire shelf on the side, and when you first turn it on, it does raise up. I also added this little light at the top that I got from IKEA because when it's closed, it has a light and a camera, but when it's open, it's dark inside. Now, my setup is interesting because I don't have extra storage space. Otherwise, I would have lowered that rack down so that it was more user-friendly, but I need the storage underneath. So I'm just going to use a step stool to get inside. And I did get a little vacuum to clean out the inside because when you laser things, there's a little bit of fine dust and debris. Within the first few hours, I had cut into this wood with my logo. We cut on an old phone. I cut out cardboard. This is an easy system to use. But you're probably asking, what kind of materials can you cut with it? Let me tell you. From natural to synthetic, the WeCreat Vison is designed to cut or engrave over 400 types of materials, including, but not limited to, wood, leather, acrylic, ceramic, slate, denim fabric, stainless steel, and even tree leaves. But I put it to the test by checking out a whole bunch of other materials. There's also a multitude of templates out there, so for you organizers out there who love having things customized for your supplies, this is going to open up a whole new world for you. Now the first thing we're going to test is the mirrors at the Dollar Tree. And the WeCreat has their own program called Make It. It's super easy to use. I just had to take my image and flip it, tell it to engrave it, and I'll go through the whole process of using the software and send it to the machine. Now this is at 10 times the speed, and it took about 18 minutes. Initially, I thought it wasn't working because it looked like it was just darkening the back of the surface, but upon pulling it out, I can see it is in fact engraved. I cleaned it up and put it in the frame, and I think this is an amazing first official project. Next, we're going to try cardstock. This is the glittery stuff that's so hard to cut on my Cricut. This one took 4 minutes. I'm going to save all these little pieces for something else. And I put this behind the little WeCreat just so you see something when I'm opening and filming. Then I decided to try these hard-bound plastic notebooks. This was a 2-minute project to cut out. My husband loves this. It's a cute little notebook for his notes. Now, in the Hobby Lobby wood section, they have so many different things. I bought these little coasters. This one took 48 minutes because the pictures were a lot more detailed. We like horror movies, by the way, so if you didn't know that about me, but we wanted to test this out. There were 6 coasters, and then I also engraved on the holder from them. So even though this took a little bit of time, the setup was a breeze. I do want to say, even though this is a fun machine, it is a laser, so please make sure you are always watching it. I didn't have any issues. I had some smoke, but I had the air purifier to filter that all out and keep it away from me. But things can catch on fire, so I beg you, watch it. This also isn't a toy. So I had somebody ask if they could give it to their 11-year-old. I don't recommend letting kids play with this alone. It's a laser. So it has the safety feature where as soon as you open the lid, it will shut off, which I love, but I still wouldn't recommend letting it just cut things on its own or to have any kids using it without them being attended to. The next thing I decided to try was a record album. We saw these cutouts in a gift shop and decided, let's try it. This took 12 minutes. The longest part was deciding what we wanted to cut out and placing it on the album. But look at this, you guys. You're going to hear me keep saying, oh my gosh, this one was my favorite. But honestly, this was such an amazing machine. It's really only limited to your creativity. So this album was absolutely in my top favorites. But wait until you see the next one I did. I wouldn't be the crafty organizer if I wasn't always trying to come up with ways to organize and simplify things. And one of those things I'm always talking about are labels. I love labeling my boxes. Do you remember a few weeks ago I got that vinyl flooring for the magazine upcycle? Well, I had some remnants left over and I decided to turn them into labels. I have labels already on my website that you can customize and use on your own. So I brought those in, and they have a little tool where you can just say array and tell it how many columns and rows. This is great because it saves you from having to place them and lay them out. So that's a great feature of this software. But I didn't want it cutting and engraving all of those things. So I came in to the edit image function and erased all of those interior lines so that the solid outline will cut and the inner lines will engrave. So you'll see I have 2 of those images that I combined together. And because the red one is already telling the WeCreat to cut it and the black layer is telling it to engrave it, when it goes into the machine, it's going to do each one of those functions separately. I'm also adding in the text so that I can change the labels quickly. And then I use Array to put all 12. Now I did notice it doesn't allow you, as you see here, I'm messing with the text. I had to manually space it to center, but look at this. This took about an hour because it engraved the names, the outline, and cut it. This was the first try when I did it all as one. This is the second try with the outer line cutting and the inner line engraving. You'll see some stuff on the outside, but that wipes right off, and I love these. I would love to put these on my website if you guys are interested in buying them, because I thought this was such a cool thing to do. Next up, I got some rubber stamp material from Amazon. This was just a couple of dollars, and I engraved my logo. You do it inverted, except I didn't mirror it after I inverted it. So that wasn't the WeCreate's fault. That was my fault for not doing a mirror image after I inverted it. There's some things that you just have to get your mind wrapped around, much like when you did the Cricut the first time you did an iron-on. If you didn't do it mirror when you put it on your shirt, then the image was backwards. So there's a learning curve with the way that you think, but the software is super easy. So as soon as you map out what you're trying to do in your brain as far as what cuts, what engraves, you guys, this machine is a blast. Now, the main thing everybody's probably wanting to do are the tumblers and cups. That seems to be super popular. It does come with a rotary accessory that you can add on, and I got to play with that. I did these little mini cups. This didn't work because I put the holder in together with it to keep it lined up, and that was my fault. But I did get to do a bunch of other tumblers and cups. I did the Air Force wings for my husband on his coffee cup. Of course, I did the Crafty organizer logo for myself. But then the other things that I got to play with were a dog collar for Yzma. I got this from the 99-cent store. I also did the Kindle case that we already had. I just want to cuddle and watch horror movies. We did a little breadboard that we had lying around, and it engraved on it beautifully. I also engraved on mirror, and I engraved on this frame. And then I also got these little tiles from Daiso. They're meant to just decorate, and I'm going to turn these into magnets. So they have these little sarcasm sayings on each one. Another thing I wanted to try though was the fabric. So I got a piece of felt because that's what I had on hand. It didn't engrave well, but it's so textured, I could see why it wouldn't. But look how it cut out. If you're doing a lot of quilting or if you're cutting out shapes, this is the tool for you. The other thing I had a lot of fun with were making all of these plant stakes. These were super easy to cut out, and I'm having so much fun decorating them. There were so many materials I still wanted to try, and I would love to do a part 2 if you guys are interested in this, but I want to get to the answers to the questions you asked. I posted a short a few weeks ago when I got the WeCreate, and I asked what you wanted to know. One of the first things you asked was, how big is it? How much space does it take? The WeCreat Vison is a 20-watt diode laser machine, and it's typically more compact compared to the other lasers that are out there, making this very suitable for small businesses, hobbyists, or individuals with limited space. And it is just shy of 43 pounds. Now, you will want 2.5 to 3 feet for this because it is 23 inches wide, and you'll want a space for the air assist to go with it. And if you've got the air purifier, you're going to need a little bit more space. It is 20.9 inches deep, and it raises 15.4 inches high when fully expanded, with an engraving area of 16.5 by 11.4. Another question that I got is, what is the learning curve? As you saw, I literally plugged it in, opened up the software, and just guessed my way through it. If you're familiar at all with the Cricut software, then you're going to seamlessly integrate into this. If not, WeCreat has tons of tutorials on their website. They also have YouTube videos, and there are so many other makers out there who are giving great information, sharing their templates, sharing their designs, so you're not going to be short for having information. I immediately joined the WeCreat users group, but there are tons of laser groups out there that you can join and have a ton of information. Upon opening the Make It software, it will show you with the camera what is on the laser bed. This is so helpful. On the left, you have tools to draw a line, a rectangle, a circle. You can add text, and with the text, you can also change the font, the size, the kerning, and it allows you to curve your text, which will have you making all kinds of creative things. It also has images installed, not a lot, but it's a new program. Another amazing feature on this is the image extract. If you lie something in the laser bed and you go to the image extract, you'll run a line around what you want to grab. So if I had only wanted a bundle of flowers here, I would have drawn a small box, but I'm going to do the whole opening of this book. I'll click the check mark, and now this is an editable image that I can use in Make It. This means if I have something that I don't know how to design, I can bring it in, use the edit image portion, and remove backgrounds. Now, this might be tedious if there's a lot of small things, but I could then engrave or cut that image. And of course, you can upload any image that you have that is a JPEG, PNG, vector file, or SVG. Once you drop an image in, you then have the ability to choose whether you cut it, engrave it, or fill engrave it. Let's go back to our images that I'm going to put in. I'm going to do the little Kindle case here. I'm going to size my image, and what it's showing is the exact size because it's taken the camera from my laser bed and shown it in relation to what my cutting area is. So when I size it, it's going to be exact. I go ahead and pick all of my configurations. I tell it that it's leather, that it's faux leather. It will ask the depth of it, and then it will give me suggestions for what the power and the speed is. And I can just go ahead and manually plug those in when it asks for it. Or if I don't want to do that, if I scroll down just a little bit more, there's a key, and I can just click on the darkness. It will automatically put those numbers in for me. The other two things I want to show is there's a hand and an arrow. The hand lets you move around your area, so if you have something larger, you can see all of it. The arrow allows you to choose all of the functions. Click autofocus, that brings the laser down to get ready, and then hit send. Just like the Cricut, when you're done making everything, you hit send. It then lets all of that information go over to the machine. And when you're actually ready to cut on your Cricut, you hit go. It's the same on the laser. So it will send the information over. Once I'm ready, that's when I hit it, and the laser will not start until I say go. Now the big question is, how much does this cost? The WeCreat is a diode laser, meaning that it's much more affordable compared to other CO2 lasers. They also tend to have a lower operating cost because it comes with all of the things that you need with it. The WeCreat starts at $12.99, but they are offering an additional discount for my viewers of $100. You'll just need the code of Crafty Organizer, and they are usually running sales right now, so keep an eye out for the sale and then piggyback that $100 off with the Crafty Organizer code. Now, the last big question everybody had is, what type of warranty does the WeCreat have? The WeCreat offers a hassle-free, straightforward warranty. It offers 1 year for the laser machine from the date of receipt, not the day you purchased it, but from when you actually received it. It also offers 30 days on its accessories. There is currently no warranty on the consumables because wood is one of those things you never know what you're going to get. But if it does come damaged, give them a call. Their customer service is amazing and they'll take care of things right away. So here are just a few of the projects I want to work on with this, and I cannot wait to share more with you guys. So if I left any materials out that you wanted to see, please leave me a comment below. I cannot wait to do part 2, 3, 5, and 10 of this. This WeCreat is absolutely the most exciting machine, not just because they sent it to me for free, but because it does things that I could not get my Cricut to do. So this is opening up a world of possibilities to me. And while I had never thought about selling things, they're so easy to make and they're so beautiful, and it's so affordable to get things at Dollar Tree, at Daiso, that you can easily customize things for people. So I see no reason to not have a little side business right now. So let me know what you guys want, because I want to make everything. Thank you so much for watching today. I can't wait to read your questions and comments about this. And one more big thank you to WeCreat for sending this to me. My next video is celebrating 8 years on YouTube. So I had sent out a Q&A request. So if you have any questions, get those in. I'll be posting that video, I think Thursday or Friday. So I can't wait to answer any questions that you have. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in just a few days. Bye.